All right. RDR shows continues, boys and girls.
We're back.
We're back again. Cool. On this one, because I've been thinking, I've been listening to some podcasts. Like Jofre follow my Instagram feed. I listen to a ton of podcasts. There's this one about called Peter Attia's Drive. It's like a medical podcast, talk about like how to live forever and all those stuff. Um, and I've been reading this guy's column, and then this guy on the podcast. I think he was on Joe Rogan too. I think his name is David Sinclair. Which talk about like regenerative medicine and how to live forever, like how to kind of balance your diet and sleep and workout and fasting and whatnot. It's fascinating, right? So I want to pitch this idea to Jofre. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So for next year, because I'm thinking about buying David Sinclair's book on my Kindle and then start reading it and
Yeah.
get some series on this. But I'm thinking about you and I, we can do another podcast series on the RDR show called The Wine Talk.
The wine talk. Will we drink wine?
Yes. Like hear me out, right? So there's this compound, this like a magical compound found in wine. Is the NAD. Okay. So
Okay.
so like that. So most people like Tim Ferriss of the people, or like other biohacker like the Twitter CEO like Jack Dorsey, they take NAD in the supplement form.
Got you.
Okay. So what NAD does is that it will actually, like, I am kind of rusty on this kind of a science, but it's kind of like a compound that will help you with metabolism and was helping you to maintain your energy and help you to like recover faster. So
Yeah.
it's a very, very, good kind of compound that the only thing that you can find it in, pretty much one of the most easily accessible way you can find it in is in wine.
Mm. So you want to? Nice. So you gonna try some wine?
So that's what I'm thinking. I need more research on it, of course.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, yeah, like why not? Let's make a podcast on this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
like, are you interested in wine? Like, do you drink wine at all?
yeah. I mean, I'm mostly into more beers, but I'm not opposed to any like drinks, especially
Yeah.
wine. So I've had wines before, but I don't really know a lot about wines. With this,
Yeah.
more trying to chase different wines and trying to see how they like taste and just kind of things like that.
Yeah. So here's what I'm thinking, right? Because you know how I'm obsessed with tea,
Yeah.
right? Like I can tell you like which region of tea in the south part of China is better and which mountain, you know, tea is actually tastes different from the other mountain.
Yeah.
And I can see myself getting into wine. I can really see it.
Yeah.
But the thing is I don't really drink, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. If I want to have this natural NAD compound inside of my system, then would it be better to start drinking wine moderately? Like drink it just like not to just drink it, but drink it kind of, have a purpose behind it.
Well, I think yeah, and the thing about drinking moderately, I think that's like a big like factor. And it's like you don't need to drink excessively, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
wine is more for like tasting and like the flavors and stuff like, and and just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like eating it with food. So for me, if we were to do this, I feel like it'd be good that maybe we've had a meal before. Like
Yeah.
meat goes good with wine, chicken goes good with white wines,
Mm-hmm.
and we could have a meal, and
Mm-hmm.
then you would try the wine with the meal, or maybe even try the wine after the meal to kind of see
Yeah.
how it goes together. And we could have like we can do this on Fridays or whenever.
Yeah. So
The,
maybe we can do like a once in a month episode where, like we can start off like really, really low because I'm really interested in different region and how that tastes differently,
yeah.
right? So we can start out with like I don't know, like $8 a bottle, like a wine from
Yeah.
Argentina,
Oh
and
yeah.
then
Yeah.
and
I
then
mean,
we just
they got
sorry.
those at the liquor store. They got so many wines over there. I don't know anything about wine, Kevin.
Yeah,
Honestly, I just know that
I
there's a
don't either. I don't either. So I think this will be a good yearly project that we can take on next year. If I decide to do it, it will be a new wine talk series where we just like when we hang out, like say, okay, cool, like we play games, we want to watch something. Okay, let's go to the liquor store. Let's get some wine. Maybe you buy a bottle this time, I buy a bottle next time,
Yeah, yeah.
at the same price level,
Mhm.
and then we can just open up the microphone. We can just record. We can taste. We can talk,
Yeah,
and we can have a more genuine idea about wine, driving by the fact that I want to live forever. So,
nice. Okay, sure. I mean,
so
I'm opposed to it, but yeah, I mean, I think it'd be pretty interesting. I mean, it's a big move for you. I know you don't really drink
I don't
necessarily.
drink at all. Yeah.
So, would you like? Are you like kind of hesitant to do this? Like, what's your thought process and your main motivation to wanting to sort of do this?
I mean, like the reason that I am such a big Tim Ferriss fan, right? Like, is I'm
Yeah,
not that into like biohacking, like CRISPR, like changing my DNA, but I do want to find out the best way to or the best routine to make sure that I'm settled for the rest of my life, right? Like I'm reading this book, I have a bunch of book here about why we sleep.
yeah.
This
It's
book
kind
is
of blurry.
amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. It's not anyway. It's called Why We Sleep. So like I learned so much about sleep, and I listened to Matthew Walker's podcast on Joe Rogan, on Peter Attia's Drive, and then I can sleep better now, and I can perform better. Like I'm not into biohacking. I'm into bio improvement, if
got
that
you.
makes sense, right?
Hmm.
So if I got sick drinking wine, then we stop, right? But I do feel like wine is kind of like very delicate, and then not very many people know about it, and then I kind of don't like the social image of a wine buff. Kind of like, oh, I know everything about wine, and then you don't, then you are not, then you suck,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So I
yeah.
kind of want to make it more of a journey because I never drink wine. Like my parents, I have some nice Napa Valley in the closet right now,
Mhm.
but I kind of want to start in the bottom, kind of taste everything with somebody that I don't know. Then we can document this experience next
Gotcha.
year.
I can do it. I mean, I am totally down. For me, I feel like personally it'd be like a good learning experience because I think I'll be like, there's always wine everywhere, at like
Hmm.
parties, occasions, or dinners. So
But
it's
they're
like,
not good wine though.
yeah, yeah, not good wine, right?
Hmm.
So it's like I want to educate myself personally on
Hmm.
good wine, on bad wine, on the different levels of wine, and maybe so I can just like be more educated when I ever do drink it in the future. I think that'd be fun to take the journey with you. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean that's just my biggest motivation. Like I had wine before, like my parents were here and then they bought a nice bottle. I spent like 40 bucks on it or like 80 bucks on it. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
It was my mom's like 50th birthday, and they
Mhm.
spent it here, and I drink the wine, and then I don't know what it tastes like, right? So I kind of want to have more of a consistent tasting ritual
Gotcha.
where we talk about it, we break down the wine, and then we can just chit chat like wine
Sure.
talk, right?
Yeah. You can do Friday wine talks or something after a meal. Good
Yeah,
steak or something like that.
yeah.
Rose is like pointing to herself. She's like, I want to be part of that.
Really, Rose,
Some,
Rose, Rose, join the podcast. I want to see. I want to hear what you think.
For me?
oh yeah, come in.
Rose, come in.
Hello.
Hello.
So I would totally be down for wine to drink.
Okay, cool. And she's done. Awesome.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. She got a phone call.
Okay,
My bad.
cool.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear that. Okay, cool.
All
So
right, it's fine. I'm back. What's up?
you're back. Yeah. So that's kind of my motivation. Obviously, I need to read more into it. I have like half a month to like do it,
Yeah.
but that's
I
kind
think
of like my driving motivation. Yes.
I
Go
think that's
ahead.
awesome. And I mean, yeah, no one's pressuring you into doing it if you don't want to do it. But
Hmm.
if you want to try it out, there's always you need to try things and to experience life. So I think
Yeah.
that's a good. Um, and at the same time, it's not like you have to read hours into it. It's more like just go try it, and that's how you're going to gain the most experience than
Yeah.
necessarily reading about it, right? Because it's like I read so much about fighting. I'm not gonna know about it until like I try it out, right? Until I do the Muay Thai classes or experience that. Like when I was doing like Muay Thai, we were doing like this weird thing where we had to do combinations and kicks and stuff like that. And like they were pressuring me, and it was like hard because it's like I had to think about like blocking, and then I had to think about like punching and then dodging and kicking, and it was like holy cow, like and I was like sweating hard, so I can see how like it's a big process. So it's like it's about experiencing those things, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
So, because the reason that I want to do it, another wrinkle to it is because the way that I appreciate tea, you know.
Yeah.
And I feel like my taste buds are better than most people, and I can taste the intricacy of it. So like it will be really interesting to kind of, have three persons sharing and then talking, and then we can kind of, condense wine talk with the random conversation, maybe.
I think eventually it would start with a wine talk, then move to random conversation,
Yeah.
wine edition or something like that.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be really good. Yeah, I mean, I'm down to try it.
Okay.
It'd be cool because wine. There's different types of wine I can go on. It's kind of sweet. Some is like pretty bitter. Some is like pretty strong.
Fruity. Yeah.
Some is fruity. Some is really good. Like there's some that is just like delicious.
Yeah, like what I'm most excited about is just different flavor. I could like if we can create like a flavor profile, kind of dive down. I'll say, okay, cool. I'm feeling like have a fruity wine, and let's go to, I don't know, New Zealand 2017, or
Ooh, that'd be cool. Yeah, you can just try out, go to a wine tasting or something eventually.
Yeah. So like, if you want to do this, or let's do this, like Argentina 2016, right?
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. Rose wants to jump back in and say something real quick because she got
in.
I'd like to travel too.
Cool. Good to know.
You gotta say something.
I just feel like it's interesting because that's kind of what me and Jofre do. Like we personally do a lot of cider tasting. Like when we go to different states, we haven't been out of the country together, but different states, we always try to get their local ciders and base it upon
and the beers too.
Beer,
brews.
But like
Utah's good beers.
But like he's more of a beer person, but like it's more like for me and him, like together, it would be ciders mostly. So every state we've been to, like we've done ciders ever since we went to Portland, and they gave us like free ciders at our stay. And since that kind of launched that whole stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Like trying different wine, trying different, brews, trying different things. Like if you go to California, there's like a winery in like every single county pretty much,
Yeah.
So like what's called?
So that's why I would like to, kind of figure it out. Because I can say, because there's like the whiskey has so many different types of whiskeys. Like beer, there's so many types of beers, and there's so many different types of wines too. And I know nothing about wine.
But not necessarily you have to know something about it. Like you can start trying it out, and from there you get a feel of it. You can you go by your taste buds. Like I definitely think it's like an art form.
Yeah,
sure.
Definitely. I mean, I'm a firm believer that taste is like a skill.
Yeah.
Like if you are like just like bombarding your taste buds with like hot food and over seasoned food, then your taste buds are gonna get numb.
Yeah.
Right. And then if you lay up on the oil, lay up on the salt, lay up on the sugar, and then maybe you can taste the celery, maybe you can taste the broccoli, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing that I look forward to, is just kind of like this kind of like finding out the flavor profile to like different things, and to different years, and how different years of wine can age differently.
Yeah.
So,
no, that'd be good. Yeah, let's start. Let's see how it goes. But it's pretty interesting. I mean, I never thought that you'd be drinking wine, Kevin. So that's pretty.
I mean, I can always see myself doing that. I mean, I can do it for a social reason as well. Because to be honest, like I can talk all night about tea, but you, as an average American person here, probably would not care about it.
I would.
But we're like best friends. But like anybody on the street, like your like roommate Ed, can he handle me talking tea for 2 hours?
No.
but wine is more like accepted by Western culture. And to be fair, I think like because I'm not a beer drinker, maybe you can tell me, but wine tastes probably a little bit more delicate. There's a little bit more of a visual, a bit of a a smell to it, a little bit of a taste to it.
Yeah, I
With
mean,
beer, it's just a taste pretty much.
it's different for sure because personally for beer, it's the brew as well. So it's like if it's foamy, how dark it is, how light it is.
Mm-hmm.
Beer has a smell for sure, Kevin. Sometimes you can smell the wood that it's like what is it?
Like
That they
that's fermented in? Really?
it's ooh, and it tastes kind of smoky sometimes. Sometimes
Really?
whiskey kind of tastes smoky, kind of
Okay.
fruity. It's really really good. Like Blue Moon, it smells. I just love the way it's a light beer. It's a Belgian white, but it goes amazing with oranges. So that's why if you ever see with an orange and a beer, just the taste together like is really really good.
Hmm. I did not know that. Cool.
Wine
Okay.
is, I feel like, but similar because I know wine goes good with food. So I'm interested in kind of how that would work out too. But
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we can cook some steak or something. I don't know. We'll figure out the details, but that's what I'm
yeah,
thinking right now. Good to know that you guys are down for it, and then we're gonna
yeah,
have some like content for like the people. So
let me know.
okay.
I'll do research on the wines as well. I can start doing research, but just let me know whenever you like to do it. I mean, we'll talk probably next week and stuff, and then yeah,
Just
it'd be cool.
January, and then
January.
I will look into it. Maybe buy a book or something, and I will send you the research on like NAD and then their capabilities, and then we can go from there. So
Cool. Sounds good.
cool. Alrighty. Anything else you'd like to
No,
add, Rose? Are we good?
we're good. Yeah.
All right, perfect. This is Kevin signing off.
This is Jofre signing off.
Have a good one, guys.